Round one. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to the 107th episode of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by 8bit.net and Audio Technica. I'm a not so humble host, Brendan White. Find me everywhere at Brendan8bit. Joined today, my two partners in crime, the usual partners in crime, the other tips of the spear, Miss Ali Hart, who can be found at Miss Ali Hart, and Saleem Abraham, who can be found at Saleem TD. It's been a hot minute since we've all been here in the same online room together. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Family's back together.
Family is back together, and it feels good.
It sure does. And it's not one of those like family reunions or like Christmas dinners that you have to tolerate. Like, I genuinely was looking forward to having the Holy Trinity back together. Like, there was excitement in the air today.
I know. I was thinking about it yesterday. We don't physically meet up anymore because, Brendan, you're in Queensland, and that's been the case since December last year, right? But I was thinking, you two really are my dearest friends. Like, when I really think about it, I fucking love you guys, and I've missed you, and I'm so glad to be back talking games and movies and all things in between with you guys.
Very, very touching, yet very true. I often have reflections like that in all hosts of areas of life, whether I be doing a nice morning poo or listening to a podcast or watching some game trailers. I'm always thinking about what my two favourite hungry gamer brethren are up to.
Jets are doing the same thing.
Yep. You know, I can almost feel our butts being warm from
Poop
interstate.
unity.
You know.
Little poop unity.
A family who snaps together stays together.
What's the Zelda triangle thing? The
Triforce.
The Triforce.
But instead
Or
of
like
like
the
triangle
butt force.
ends, it's like butt cheeks.
It's just butt cheeks. It's very round. It's a cheek each.
It's almost like the Mickey Mouse logo, just three little buttholes just attached.
Little star crosses.
I've missed you. All right.
So it's going to be a good episode.
Yep.
You know, we've definitely started things off on the right cheek, as some might say. So I guess full disclosure, we did have a previous episode 107, but it's been lost out in the ether. We actually got DDoSed last week, lost all our files. Saleem's audio was taken over by Mr. Robot and a whole host of other bunch of scum buckets. Yeah, you know, so we can get it back, but we do have to do a Western Union transfer to Sam's uncle in the Sudan somewhere, but none of us feel too comfortable about that, so we thought, let's just re-record.
Just pay him. Just pay the man. It was a good episode. I'm actually really upset. I thought it was a fantastic episode. It was just me and Ali. We got a little bit of alone time. We got to talk things about video games, which we've going to talk about now. My English is poor as fuck today.
English speak. Good, you do.
Oh my goodness. I've got to relearn how to do this again. I'm going to stop. Someone start talking.
Okay, so it's the night of State of Origin. I'm excited for that, but before we do that, we're going to talk video games. It's what we do and love mostest in the world. What have we been playing? I know Ali and I have shared one similarity in sort of our gaming palette the last week or two.
And how?
Do you want to dive in on that together first, Miss Hart? What do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of people are not going to be foreign to this game. It's actually, thank God, been doing the rounds and getting a lot of hype behind it. So we're talking about Detroit Become Human, which was one of my most anticipated games probably for a few years, considering it got like pushed back a few times. But yeah, I finally got my hands on it. I didn't play the demo, so I just jumped in straight into a full copy. And I am just so happy that, like, it is a good game. And I'm loving it. And I'm absolutely emotionally connected already, and it's just the start. So
How far in are you? Because I've finished it once and I'm in my second playthrough now. How far in are you?
So I have this horrible thing where, since I'm now PC oriented, I find the struggle of turning my PlayStation or any console on, just a painful ordeal.
It is hard,
So-
isn't it? I don't know what that is.
difficult.
There's some kind of laziness that exists in PC gamers where the whole process of turning a PlayStation 4 on and logging into a profile is just too long. It just takes
way
too long.
I have to find the controller. I have to then plug my headset in, and then I have to press a button. It's very, very difficult. I'd rather, turn on a PC, wait for it to load up, and then, get all my... I
Takes
can't
the
explain
exact
it.
same amount of time.
I know.
Probably takes
it's
more.
pathetic.
But-
I honestly think it probably does a little bit. Although my PC is probably just as fast as the PlayStation, but I don't know. I'm just my console's like snobby to consoles. But in regards to how far I've gotten in that game, don't think it's spoilers. I've just been introduced to the artist.
Okay.
And the
To
deadly
Carl?
son. Yeah.
Carl and Leo.
Leo.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, that's about as far as I've gotten, kind of thing. But it's been pretty good experience so far, especially coming from the Heavy Rain background. The acting's better. It's a lot better.
I prefer it a lot more than Heavy Rain. I think it's probably David Cage's best work to date, or at least if we're going to just compare the three sort of more recent Sony exclusives, I think it is so top tier. The acting is top notch. The character models, like the face models and the face animations, holy shit, it is gorgeous.
I can't believe the transition, like if you can call there any, between the graphics. Like usually you can feel the moment the second that you're in a game, like gameplay, because the graphics usually drops quite a bit, but in this game, like it's just, it transitions so smoothly, and it's good. It doesn't really take away from anything, because this is definitely a game where you should be completely immersive and highly interactive as well. So excited.
Yeah, I think similar to like God of War, Quantic and Santa Monica, they've definitely probably pushed the PlayStation 4 to its limits as far as what it could do with graphical fidelity and processing power. Like my PS4 Pro was whirring at times again with Detroit.
What's wrong with the PS4 Pro? My PS4, which is not a Pro, it was fine. It wasn't whirring or causing a ruckus. Just
When
saying, "Bitch,
it
turn me
tries
on."
to
Oh, fuck.
when it does the
Take that
HDR,
statement.
that's take me on. Yeah, it's the HDR that gets you. I don't know why high dynamic range is so labor intensive, but apparently that's what causes the pain points. Making them blacks true black is apparently pretty intensive on the old hardware. But
I'm a
my
sucker.
goodness, you're a sucker.
A sucker for, like, how it gives you that dial where it's like, oh, this should be fully visible, this should be only partially visible, and you shouldn't be able to see this one. I'm like, no, fuck you. I'm not making it as dark.
Yeah, but my goodness, this game got me. Like it emotionally got me in a big way. I cried twice playing this game, like literal tears in this game twice, and a few moments where like I was just like speechless because I fucked up bad with a couple of my decisions, real bad, and it smashed me about. And I was sitting there and Rachel was watching me play, and after it happened, I'm just like, fuck this, fuck, shit, fuck. And I had to put the controller down and relax for a minute because, yeah, it's, anyone that's played a Quantic Dream game knows that the decisions you make can shape a story, can take a character out of the entirety of the game, like that. So,
Speaking of which, speaking of fucking
my feels.
right off the bat, I killed someone instantly.
Are we saying the, like, obviously because it's from the demo, when you're Connor to start with, you mean? And like there's the rogue android Simon, I think it is, with the girl.
Yeah.
Who died?
I misunderstood the command where it said sacrifice. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's got his hostage situation. He wants, to get out of there, and he's like, making demands and stuff. And so the command comes up saying sacrifice. I'm like, that makes sense. I'm an android. I'll say, hey, take me, not the girl. I will sacrifice myself. That's not what it meant. That's
It
not
really
what...
isn't.
You sacrifice her to you.
No, so spoilers.
I think it's fine.
It's like one of the first missions. So when you click sacrifice, what you do is you essentially knock the guy off the building, proceeding to push the little girl to safety, and as you're knocking the guy off the building, he shoots you, and you die.
You die.
You die. So I killed a
an
character
android.
within the first 10
That's
minutes,
in the
5
first probably
minutes.
10, 20 minutes, yeah. That's the first mission.
That's just really efficient work and really really good use of your time, Ali. I'm frankly impressed.
I know. I'm more shocked that I sacrificed a character.
Well done.
For the good,
Well
for the
done.
good of a child.
Wasn't exactly what I was going for, but yeah.
So can I ask, how do you play? Do you sort of play more neutral and passive, or are you more chaotic naturally in these types of games? Or what's your play style?
So my play style, first of all, is very... I've been told it's a very female thing to do, where I check everything. Like, I will not go on to the next thing until even if something doesn't look like it should be important, I will check everything.
Yeah, me too.
Which is going to be very important in this game. But I am very, very neutral. Like, there's an interaction with a small child that comes up, but I don't really sucker to her. Like, I'm not instantly like, child, be nice. I'm like, no, I'm going to be very neutral along the board. So
Like when I play games that involve decision making that has impacts into storylines, I'll either go like crazy good or crazy evil. Like I'll go firmly one way or the other, because if you go kind of that middle of the road, you never really get the best of anything. It's always just kind of like this lukewarm result, I've found. I don't know if that same approach fits this particular game, but I feel like it probably does based on what I know of the story. So like,
it is the perfect way to play this game, because I since this is my first run through, if I do neutral on the first run through, what I probably think is neutral, then at least the next time around I can do super, super good, and then I can do super, super bad. So neutral the first time around so you can experience it, and then then you know kind of what you're up for, so then you know how to go chaotic, and then you know how to go super good.
What did you do, Brendan?
A lot of these types of games, I almost like play as if I'm in their shoes type of thing. So I always think, what would I do in this situation? So for the most part, I usually play sort of passive or on the good limit. But as the game progressed and I got more attached to the characters, even like doubling back, the young girl that Ali mentioned, Alice, you're an android called Kara at the time. Like their storyline just grabbed me hook, line, and sinker. So I almost pseudo became this, pseudo android mother figure to this girl, and I'm like, no, that's my baby. I'm gonna keep it safe at all costs, and like whatever I could do in the game to make that happen stayed that way. Like these sort of paternal instincts kicked in me or something like that, and yeah, but as the game built up, I think my responses or thought processes were getting a little bit reckless, because I started to feel the pain or, empathize with certain characters in a different way. So I'd sort of maybe go off the beaten track, and, I made for certainly some memorable decisions and an interesting ending. But yeah, my goodness, this game hooked in from the get-go for me.
Oh, I'm so happy it's been received so well, and there's been a few people that kind of gave it a bad rap, saying it was boring, but I don't know, I question those people, because they're usually big fans of the Telltale series, and I'm like, that's exactly the same thing, probably a bit more I'm not gonna say boring, but like
I think maybe people just don't know what to go into these games expecting. Like, it is really a narrative drama is the way to look at it. It is on that same vein as Telltale, where you are playing out a story. There isn't like, you're not in there physically shooting or attacking and things. It is literally walk, investigate this, read that, and lo and behold, it's still got that traditional Quantic Dream movement style where it does feel like your character is like a boat. Like the turning and everything's pretty wide and rigid, and you get caught up on random little things in the environment, which frustrated me here and there. But yeah, my goodness, the story is so good. I loved it. It's very like, I don't know.
I gotta say, like, I appreciate what they do in regards to the controls, like making it like sometimes you've just got to flick the joysticks a certain way, and then you can keep them going, and then other times it does like motion sensors and stuff. Mm-hmm. Washing the dishes, hardest thing. I couldn't figure out what the freak I was meant to be doing. I kept on like flicking my controller and everything, trying to figure out, and then I like did it like it was a cloth and everything, and still couldn't figure it out. But hey, that's these games. I'm kind of used to it. Yeah, that's right. I tried to wash dishes in a game. That's what I do.
And you take out the trash, and you pick up like the pizza boxes and the beers and things like that. It's
kind of insulting. Hi, robot. I'm going to turn you on. I'm saying a lot of bad stuff this episode.
Meow. But yeah, I love this game. It's up there for me. It'll certainly, in the way it impacted me, it certainly feels like it's up there in Game of the Year discussion for me. Just the story it told and the way it made me feel. I think Quantic Dream and David Cage, who wrote this thing, did exceptionally well, and all the mocap actors, like most of them are obviously main screen actors out there. They did phenomenal. It was funny to see Lance Hendrickson as a human with the cyborg, yet he is Bishop in Aliens, remember? So I thought that was pretty interesting. But
the actors have you seen like one of the actors has actually been doing Twitch streams and stuff, which has been pretty cool, very interactive, and he's been dressing up as the android in his uniform kind of thing. But
Connor, the guy that plays Connor's been doing it, hasn't he?
I was trying to think of the actor's name, but it completely escaped me. But the attention to detail in this game, the graphics, everything has been absolutely it's beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful game, and I like that there's still so many elements to it that link me back to Heavy Rain. So it still feels like, it feels like the same makers. It's not like they completely disconnected themselves. So, I can't wait to, reach my first ending and see what happens. And I can't wait to talk to you about it. So,
that's what I've really been enjoying is, like after I finished and Rachel was sitting beside me, like at the end of it, she's like, I did that there and this happened and I did this here and that. And just sort of hearing how that butterfly effect just changes the individual storylines or the game as a whole, or decisions and why. It's so good. I did the same talking to Jono about what he did and a few of the other guys, what they've done. It's great that everyone has their own story to tell out of it. Yeah, no, it's a work of art, and I'm glad everyone liked it, because I know a lot of people were kind of shitting on the idea, so I'm happy. Yeah, me too. What else have you been playing, Miss Hart? What else have I been playing? I've talked about this game before, and I know Sam's heard it once. I've been playing The Hunter, Call of the Wild. It's my hunting game, my open world, as I refer to it, as my open world big buck hunter. But I'm actually playing a new map, which is a snow map. I know Sam's smiling because of what I mentioned last time, which was my
I love hearing about this game. I could listen to you talk about this game forever. I think it's hilarious. He
found it quite interesting. My challenges and what I found as an appropriate form of attack, which was either shooting an animal in the eye, like dead in the eye, like scoping it down in the eye, or its other eye, and getting it in the butthole. So that was what happens.
What I didn't ask you when you told me that the first time, though, is what actually happens when you do land one right on the,
Tuchus.
The brown eye.
So what happens is when you shoot and when you kill an animal, so you got to go up and you pick up your trophy, and you actually get scored. I don't actually think you get a better score if you get it in the arsehole. I just feel better about myself. So like, think about it. It's like a tiny target.
It's like a little bullseye, yeah.
Aim small, miss small.
So it'll show you, like, it'll be like, oh, this is how the bullet entered. And then the second that I see that the bullet, like, the trajectory went, like, directly in the asshole, I'm like,
no.
yes. Yes. So,
Right in the pooper.
right in the pooper.
Get any boars? Take any boars down this week?
Yeah, I did actually. There was a family of boars on ice, and I actually destroyed one. I felt really bad because it was limping, and I didn't completely kill it, so I had to shoot it again. That's what I feel bad for, so I've got to get better. I hate it when I shoot an animal and I see it limp away, and I'm like, oh no, I don't feel good about that one. I just wish you died instantly, so I felt a bit better.
As they say, a good kill is a clean kill.
I guess.
What's
But
the
I killed a
furthest shot
bear.
you've landed so far?
Furthest shot, I wouldn't be able to remember the distance completely, but I know it disrupted a fellow hunter because they were right on the lake aiming for the same elk. And I was like up the mountain, and I so happened to see the same elk, and I shot them from like up a mountain. So, and that's the best thing about this game, multiplayer, competitive. You start challenges and stuff, and then you can screw over your teammate or your competitor, because the second you shoot, like, you'll see on the map this like grey area that's like animals know now not to go there because it heard a shot. So, yeah, so much fun.
we need
I'm
to
surprised
get
you
in on
haven't
this.
played it.
I actually, on Games with
play.
Gold this month on the Xbox, they've got a hunting game which I just downloaded, but I don't think it's sort of the the Play Anywhere Windows equivalent. So I'll need to find this one on Steam that you've got and come go for a shot with you.
You should. NATO's got it too. So, and like it's actually a graphically good looking game as well. Like, and the sound effects and everything in it is really good. Like, and then if you don't feel like shooting anyone, just jump on your four wheeler and just drive around.
Sounds good all around to me.
As you do. Yeah. Apart from that, I've been playing. I didn't realize this game was actually getting as much hype as it was. It's called House Flipper.
Is it what I'm thinking it would be? Like buying a shitbox, build it up, and then sell it for profit?
Yes, it exactly is that. And this I love more than the hunting game. All right, sorry, Ali.
So yeah, that's pretty much what you should be doing. But obviously, in the lead up, it teaches it's going through all the things that you'll need to keep an eye out for. So it's sort of like a tutorial. So one of the things is like, you've got to clean up the place, you've got to pick up the place, and it gives you a rating. I can't handle this game because when I don't get that 100%, I go fucking psycho. I can't handle it. Like, I pick up everything off the ground, I clean the cockroaches, I clean up everything, I clean the fucking windows, I look for cobwebs, and it's still like, you've got 98% cleanliness. I'm like, where the fuck is it? So I can't leave the house. Like, you can leave the house and you can get paid for it, like, with like a minimal percentage, but I can't. I fucking can't. I need to find out what the fuck is dirty. It drives me just fucking insane. And you build radiators as well for some reason. Like, that's like a main thing that happens all the time. You install radiators.
I think what I love the most about this game is that it stresses you out. It's like it's menial, like just really boring, laborious tasks that you could do in real life. You could just do it anywhere, and you decide to buy a game and do it on the game only to be told that you're not that great. Not that great, but just not perfect. And stress you the fuck out.
Fucking shits me to tears.
But also, you just need to clean better, obviously. You're obviously missing something, Ali.
You have no idea. I'm literally picking up furniture. I'm moving the furniture. Like, I don't even think you're supposed to be doing that. I'm picking up the furniture, moving it so I can fucking clean under the furniture. I just don't...
Maybe that's the issue. Maybe don't move the furniture because you're tricking something in the game into thinking that you've dirtied it or something.
I reckon she just
affects
forgets
the
to dust the fan and stuff like that, or get the bugs out of the skylights. I reckon that's probably what's going on.
Are you cleaning the
my
carpet?
Fucking broom and cleaning the bloody light thing.
Let's go over it. Are you shampooing the carpet?
That's not an option yet.
Maybe it is. I don't know. What about are you polishing floorboards? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm cleaning the floor. I'm cleaning, like, how sometimes you get dirt and algae and stuff like that in the corners? I'm cleaning
What
that.
about all that shit on the walls? Are you cleaning all the shit off the walls for the
I am
previous
cleaning all
tenants
the
who
shit
hated being
off the
evicted?
walls. Yes,
Do you
I'm
put
cleaning
the
all
little
shit.
the little toilet duck things in the toilet that make the water go blue, and then do you send a guy in there to piss all over it so it shoots out there everywhere?
What?
That's what guys do. Like when you stand up taking a whiz in a toilet, there's one of them toilet duck things in there. You wee straight in it.
It's
so
a
it
target.
Makes your wee blue.
It's just a target. It's one of the greatest joys in life. I feel like 49% of this podcast
I don't have a
is getting
penis.
this, and the other 51 doesn't quite understand what this means.
I thought this would have come up in conversation somewhere.
This is a new one for me. Like, I've heard about where all the areas that you shit, and then guys usually look out for each other by making, like, something that's left over, making that a target. But I've never heard about doing that to the bloody aqueduct thing.
No,
the
that's
cage.
great because then your wee like becomes blue or green or
Can't
whatever
be good
color.
for
You're
it
like,
though.
yes.
The whole my god, people like take that cage out because they have to clean it. Like they have to replace it.
You would have to assume that it's dirty, though, if you look at where it is. Like, you would have to be wearing... Like, who doesn't use gloves to pick that up?
I don't know, but they're still like it like I don't know. Wow.
So are you
I've learned
doing it or
something
not,
today.
though, Ali? Are you putting those in the
No.
toilet bowl or not?
No, I'm not.
There you go.
There's your 2%.
You're losing that 2% because the male landlord comes in and goes, what am I going to piss on now? What's going on? Mark it down.
I have
It's
found
the
the
extra
error of my
things.
ways.
It's the extra things that
It's the
matter, Ali.
Little things
Yeah.
that count. Yeah, okay. Noted. And now I know what to put in my house and in real life.
Yeah,
Or not.
Yeah.
Maybe
One
I
more
won't
thing
do
to pick
that.
up with gloves.
If you see them running out of their, they're good for 30 days or something, and you see it only lasting 20 or 10, it's because you know someone with a penis is taking shots at that thing every time they go to the bathroom.
Just running it down.
Wearing it down.
I'm
Oh,
so
my
happy to,
Lord.
like, explain the facts of life to you tonight, Ali.
The facts of life. I didn't realize this was the norm. I didn't understand this is something you boys did. Mm-hmm. But I've learned something
you know what
today,
I
and
enjoy about
can
this,
take that to
Brendan?
the grave.
I don't think
What?
I've ever discussed this openly with anyone, but I feel like everyone does it. It's one of those silent, behaviors that all men do. I feel like.
If you can make a target out of it, a man's going to piss on it.
Yeah. There you go.
Make that a shirt. don't, because people will piss on it.
If you can make a target out of it, a man's going to piss on it. That's the quote of the episode right there.
Pretty much. Holy, I remember when I was talking about cleaning houses. Holy crap.
Well,
Either way,
speaking
it's
of
a fun
hitting
game
targets,
if you're like, yeah, pedantic.
targets
sorry.
and getting pissed. Targets and getting pissed on. I played in the Mario Tennis Aces online tournament this past weekend with the lead up to the game coming out in like 2 weeks' time. And my goodness, there is some good Mario Tennis players out there already. It is ridiculous. The skill curve on it goes like you win the first 2 rounds of the tournament and then you get smashed by Roger Federer, followed by Rafael Nadal. It felt like it was bullshit.
Who did you
Who's
play
your character?
as?
Well, you start with 4. So you got Bowser, Mario, Princess Peach, and who was the 4th character you get now? Somebody. It's not important. So you start with them 4, and then you earn credits in game, and then I unlocked Waluigi, I unlocked Toad, and then the other ones you could unlock in this demo was Rosalina and Chain Chomp. You know, the big bloody
I know the answer
ball
already.
and chain. And Rosalina and Chain Chomp were just god tier compared to everybody else. And you come up against them and you just get absolutely mauled. But it's fun. Hella fun. Like, tennis games for some reason I really, really enjoy. I have all the way back to like Top Spin and Anna Kournikovas tennis on the original PlayStation.
It's a
So I'll be
game?
picking this up at launch. That too. Yeehaw. Yeah, but my goodness, the skill cap just went out the window. The second you play any of those higher tier characters, it's just game over pretty much. Either that or I'm just really shit and couldn't work out a way to strategize to actually get around their abilities. Maybe it's a bit of column A, bit of column B, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Mario Tennis, Hell yes. Give it to me in, I think it's the 22nd it comes out. So just over 2 weeks' time, I will be hitting aces and getting amongst it.
Nice one.
I don't understand how Chain Chomp is a god tier character.
Yeah.
The guy has no legs.
How does he pick up a fucking racket?
It's in his mouth.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. The logic is there somehow, but like they've sort of, I guess, added onto that typical layer of tennis where you've got like super shots and you can do certain abilities and things. So it's not just, volleys and slices and things. They've obviously sprinkled a bit of that Nintendo quirkiness on top of it. So yeah, but it's cool.
Abilities.
It's cool. Like there's strategy attached to it.
You wouldn't play Mario Tennis to play a straight tennis game, though. Like, of course you're going to have abilities.
You wouldn't. Yeah.
Stupid.
You look so disappointed by this news. It's fine.
I hate when they do that. That's all.
Yeah, and the last thing, I've been playing all the games this week. Actually, I've got about 2-3 hours into Vampyr, which released, I think, yesterday. It's the new game by Don't Nod, who did Life is Strange and a few other games. And it's sort of a, 1900s London time setting, during World War One, or, the back end after World War One. Real doom and gloom, real grayscale, bleak, going into almost the Depression era. And they sprinkle some vampires in amongst the poverty, and it's the setting and the universe they've created is really good, but it's not overly deep, which is the problem. Like I'm only 3 hours in, but the combat isn't overly rewarding. There is a skill tree there, and the one thing I will say I am really enjoying about the game at the moment is the game gets easier the more evil, quote unquote, you become. So you're a doctor who served on the front line, and he's come back. You've been bitten by a vampire, and you can either choose to sort of work with this, medical team that are trying to cure this vampire plague, or you can just go the other way and just go, fuck it, I'm going to bite everybody. I'm going to take all their blood and become this super vampire and just wreck shop all day, every day. So you can either be, straddle the line of being just the neutral guy, who can go full chaos, who can just kill everybody, get all the abilities, and then just destroy without even batting an eyelid, or you go the other way and you're passive and you struggle. So I like that dynamic, but outside of that, I don't know. We'll see.
I feel like this game was kind of a secret. Like I'd never heard anything about it, and then all of a sudden people started talking about it. So it's a shock to me. So I know not much about it, but I like the concept of making it either easier or harder on you based on. And then thank God that being evil is the harder one. Oh no, easier.
No, easier. Yeah. So
wait, hang on. What am I trying to teach people?
Be evil, obviously.
Being bad is good. Or being bad makes life easy. I don't know.
Maybe that's the outcome.
Yeah, like graphically, it looks like it probably could have even found its way onto the Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 3. Like, it looks okay, but it's not on the same tier as some of those other games we've held in such high regard over the last couple of years. But I like the story it's telling. The characters are interesting. The fact that you can sort of get to know just general characters in the general populace and get hints to try and uncover certain things, or just turn them into your almost mindless slave or your blood bag is pretty cool. And the combat, like being more evil, you get some obviously more vampiric ability, so you can be starting to teleport and throw fucking blood spears at things and all this ridiculous nonsense. But it's another one of those ones where it's like it tests that moral compass. Do you just take the easy way out and vampire everybody up, or do you try and fight the good fight and find the cure to save London?
Now, bearing in mind that a moment ago, when talking about Detroit, you said that you typically play these games the way you would if you yourself were in them. What have you decided to do in this game? Which route?
I've gone good for the most part, but I've met a few bad people, not bad, but like there was this drunken guy that was just abusing people. So I'm like, you know what, fuck you, I'm going to kill you. Took his blood, got some abilities from him. A couple other people.
Being
so I'm
drunk?
He was drunk and abusive, and he got into like this big brawl on the pier. So I chomped him up.
Yeah, but you said you got his abilities, so I'm like, what's his abilities? Being a dick?
Well, I got new vampire abilities.
Oh, right.
But yeah, so I'm typically, I guess you could say it's sort of like that anti-hero type of situation where it's, I'm goodish, but I'll do the bad stuff when I have to, if that makes sense.
Just like in real life.
Yeah,
Just
Very
like
on
in
brand.
real life. That's what I
I'll
want.
roll these sleeves up when I gotta.
Well,
I'd be drunk
Vampyr. Yeah, sounds good. Maybe
It's not
next
bad.
time.
It's worth a look.
What are you playing it on?
I'm playing it on the Xbox at the moment. Yeah.
Might have to give it a crack. It sounds fun. I can't believe you're not tempted to just go full vampire. It sounds crazy.
I'll probably go down that path more as it happens, but I actually like that it's a bit more of a struggle this way because like all the reviews are just saying you go bad, the game just becomes a cakewalk. So I thought let's try and sort of test this game a little bit more first.
I'd like to go on
What about you, Dream?
It's been 6 weeks and I haven't had a lot of opportunity to play really awesome video games that have come out in the last 6 weeks. Like God of War, I think came out in the window of time, or it maybe just as I was wrapping up. It had just come out, so I haven't had an opportunity to play that. I really want to play that now that I've got all this free time. Detroit is another one that I'm really looking forward to getting into. I did choose to play games though that you can just play in a vacuum. Anytime I had like half an hour spare or an hour spare and I just needed to like just de-stress, I went and played games like League of Legends, which I still suck at, which is fantastic. And it's very different now. I feel like such an old man playing League of Legends now. It's ridiculous. I remember when there was runes and masteries and there were separate things. Now they're the same. Very weird. Back in my old day. Yeah, I know. Fucking, it's left me by. Continue to play World of Warcraft. So getting back into that because Battle for Azeroth looks amazing. And yes, it does also look like every other WoW expansion. But if that's your jam, like it is mine, then the lead up to the expansion is often a really fun time. It's when you get to slowly start to access some of the new things that are coming out in the expansion, which in this one is tribes. You get to recruit tribes. The theme of the Battle for Azeroth expansion is it is actually pitting the Horde and the Alliance against each other once more. It's been quite a long truce in the last couple of expansions, so I'm looking really forward to just murking a bunch of Horde dogs, which I haven't done for a while. What else? Fortnite. I've been playing Fortnite. Still, the game's very bizarre now with the moon rocks.
And the shopping trolleys?
Sorry?
Have you encountered any of the shopping carts yet, or the shopping trolleys?
No, I haven't. They're the ultra rare kind of loot boxes, aren't they?
No, it's a vehicle you can cruise around in game, where it's literally a shopping trolley, so you can ride down hills quicker and stuff like that.
What's the ultra rare? Like the ultra rare thing? It's like the
llama.
The llama, that's it. Yeah, sorry, that's what I was getting confused with. No, I didn't encounter any shopping trolleys. You play it quite religiously now, don't you?
I dabble. I haven't played it all this week, but I've been giving it a good old
Oh,
crack.
come on.
I'm still
Yeah.
shit house.
He was in a competition. That's how good he is. He's gone
That's
pro.
right.
He
The
was
Fortnite friendlies. I forgot about that. How did you go?
My
did you
God,
go?
it was bad. It was bad. There is some conspiracy theories going around the water cooler at the moment, and we think we were getting stream sniped because there was this one crew that dropped in 5 games in a row with us. No matter where we went on the map, they were there, and they just knew exactly where we were, and we were getting wrecked off the jump straight away.
Whose
5
crew
games
was
in a row.
that?
I can't remember who they were off the top of my head, but
They're
it
all
was
streamers,
very-
right? That's the whole point of it. It's all streamers and personalities and shit, yeah?
There was a lot of like professional players in there as well, like a lot of esports crews that come in. So like one streamer would bring in like 3 esports players and stuff.
Right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I too am not very good at Fortnite. Although I'm playing on PS4, I feel like I'd be a lot more competitive on PC. That's kind of like where I love to play shooters. I'm definitely better with a mouse in my hand than I am with just the joysticks on the PS4 controller. But still, I do enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I also really enjoy the building aspect. Like I always get trumped by people who build better, and I love the fact that it's such a critical part of that game. It's such a crucial part to have your building game strong. Yeah.
Fucking hate it.
Yeah, I'm so bad at building.
Yeah.
Why don't you download it on PC?
Well, funny you should say that. I can, and I now can. I tried playing WoW on my laptop. My laptop was just overheating, and my PC's been in storage. So the reason I can't have my PC out is because the internet in my house is rubbish. Doesn't get into my bedroom. But I just really wanted to fucking play WoW, so I put my PC like bang in the middle of my living room. And my housemates are now dealing with this sort of makeshift PC setup in the middle of the living room with this big ass PC tower and the monitor right in the middle of the table and all of these like cups that I've just been drinking from and leaving behind. And it's kind of like my second bedroom. I feel really bad. I'm probably going to have to start paying more rent.
Squatters' rights.
But by God, is it fucking worth it. Like, I miss playing on my PC. That's what I meant earlier as well, Ali, when you were talking about like just turning on the PS4 is such a pain in the ass. There's something really easy about just turning on the PC and going for it. I don't know what it is. If someone can articulate it, write in. Please write in.
Yeah.
It deserves to be said. Anyway, that's really me. 6 weeks of gaming for me in a nutshell. Again, more free time on my hands now, so I cannot wait to pick up some of these games that I've been hearing so much about. Detroit in particular is high on the list, but I think I still want to hit God of War first. That looks amazing.
Yeah, it's a lot meatier, but it's phenomenal. Get amongst it. You could probably get it there might be a reduced price now because there's a steady influx of good games dropping over the past month or so, and it's going into a bit of a lean patch now, but come September again, it's going to start going nuts. So get in while you can, man. Shall we set the table with some news? What do you think?
Sounds good.
This week's news headlines.
So the first edible morsel that we're going to briefly highlight here is Cody from Final Fight is joining Street Fighter V on June 26th. There was a trailer that dropped on the internet last week, which actually also had Kenny Omega from New Japan Pro Wrestling fame in it, doing the real actor in it, which I thought was pretty damn cool because he is actually a big Cody main. That's his favorite character from the Street Fighter franchise. So I thought that was a nice little nod to get him in there to play the role of the mayor or the corrupt mayor or whatever. You guys care at all about this? Dream, are you still dabbling in a bit of Street Fighter? I know you like Merkin Dogs.
I haven't actually played Street Fighter V. I uninstalled it maybe 2 years ago, I want to say. I really struggled to get into Street Fighter V after its launch, like its initial launch. And
it was
I've
rough.
kind of, yeah, it was really rough. Limited roster, no single player content, and it's never been a series that I've been amazing at the same way that, or at least really competent at the same way I like to play, or I am when I play Tekken. I don't really give a fuck, to be entirely honest. Who's in Street Fighter V? Like, Akuma's got the weirdest, worst sideburns now, and that's fucked. And then he went into Tekken 7, and that's also fucked. So, I don't know. Street Fighter for me, I just have no love anymore. No love.
It still maintains relevancy, but I'm with you.
It's always gonna be this iconic game, and it's totally deserving of that. I mean, it is one of the most iconic games in the world. I suppose like the one Street Fighter thing that I'm sort of interested in is Tekken vs Street Fighter, which is the second crossover game from those two franchises that's actually based in Tekken. Like it's Tekken gameplay. The first one, Street Fighter vs Tekken, was all Street Fighter gameplay, like 2D fighter. So I'm actually interested to see if Namco can really pull off the same thing in Tekken in the Unreal Engine. I think that'd be much more enjoyable.
I'm curious to see when that game actually sees light of day. Like, I'm wondering if it's going to get scrapped.
It was meant to happen, I think,
years ago,
a while ago. But something came up recently about it. It popped up somewhere recently. I forget where, but I saw it in an article. I think, maybe Harada was talking about it. Anyway, that's the only thing. Everything else Street Fighter can go away.
Okay. So something that's not going away is State of Decay 2. 2 million players have tuned into this game so far. Like, it's been out now for about 2 weeks. So Undead Labs, obviously Microsoft-based exclusive, available on the Xbox One as well as Windows PC. 2 million players have attempted to survive the zombie apocalypse, and the average survival time for said players is currently at 3 days.
What the hell?
So these ain't no Walking Dead. This ain't no Rick here or bloody, Daryl Dixon or anything like that. These are a bunch of bloody slebs plummeted here doing a whole heap of average zombie survival skills. But have you guys played it at all? I've got it. I've downloaded it, but I still haven't touched it.
I've never played a State of Decay.
Yeah, same. I haven't, and I really sound like a curmudgeon this episode. Zombie games just don't have any appeal for me. I feel like it's a really tired concept. It's been done to death.
That's fair.
I don't know, man. I feel like you play one, you play them all. DayZ was like the most enjoyable. No, that's a lie. I always enjoyed the Call of Duty zombie stuff, but yeah, DayZ was kind of like the most fresh, and then that got tired. Yeah, I don't know.
7 Days to Die is pretty good. I didn't mind playing 7 Days to Die. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yep.
Yeah, I mind that one. I like that one. But yeah, I agree. It's zombie survival's pretty overused now.
I still want to give it a go because I like the community building aspect that's in the State of Decay games, where you've obviously got to settle your camp, bring people in to work the land and build this place up to try and survive the zombies as well as other looters. I like that concept of it, but the one thing that's a bit upsetting is when you do play multiplayer, so you can bring 3 other players in, that community, like say I'm the host of the game and you 2 and 1 other come in, if you leave and start another game, or jump into the game again, that community that we're building together just stays in my save. It doesn't carry over. You can't sort of do a shared game together. So that's the only gripe I've really got from it. But from what I hear, people are enjoying it. Like, it's no world beater. It's probably priced appropriately where you could buy it brand new for $60. Like, it's definitely not a AAA title per se, but I don't know. It's got some appeal. And I still want to give it a go, but yeah, I'm not as hyped as I was for some of these other games that have hit the radar the last couple of months.
Yeah, might be some bad timing there. Or not. 2 million people playing it, so what the fuck?
Yeah, but speaking of survival games, something that was teased when you guys were recording last week, Bethesda was doing a little bit of a tease on the live stream where they had a whole host of not much going on there for quite some time for a 24-hour period, but then they have since come out and announced that Fallout 76 is their new game they're working on. From what I've seen, actually, I saw a leak yesterday. Apparently, Amazon accidentally broke the release date of this thing accidentally on their web front, and this game's coming out in July, is the rumor. So it's coming out next month.
Can we just go back a moment? What do we think of the tease? I fucking hated that. I hated that so much that they had the Twitch channel running, and all they had was the little Pip-Boy dude in front of a TV saying "standing by" for a whole 24 hours or something.
Yeah,
and like I was tuning in. This is how dumb I am. I kept tuning in every few hours. I kept going back just to see if anything had changed. At certain points, they'd like turn the light off and like put a little Pip-Boy on its side and stuff to indicate that he's sleeping now or whatever. But there was like at most, I think 140,000 people watching this dumb shit. And the least I saw was like 30,000 people. There would have been at least 30,000 people logged in that whole time. It's annoying.
It just shows the hysteria that Fallout can bring from nothing.
I really think that like a nothing stream like that is a bit rich and, very unforgiving, because obviously everyone was watching just in case something happened. But I reckon they could have done like something where they, during the stream, maybe they left some clues or something like that so people could spot it, and then everyone could work together and maybe find out something together. Maybe there is there, who knows? But
I was reading there was a sort of analysis done by the folks over at IGN prior to 76 being announced, but after the teaser had started, and they were suggesting that it was going to be a HD remaster of Fallout games, and they were basing that on the fact that the police standing by thing was in color, whereas typically it's in black and white. So just that kind of update suggests that whatever they're about to announce is an update of sorts. But 76, I don't know. There's no correlation there, is there?
Nah, 76 was it was a vault that in sort of Fallout lore was scheduled to be open 20 years after the nuclear war occurred. So obviously New Vegas and Fallout 4 were set in 2281 and where's my other notes here? 2287. So this one's set around 2102. So the landscape's going to be massively different. So it's probably going to be really heavily impacted by war still, and probably very arid, very destroyed. So we'll probably get a different landscape, different set of enemies. Maybe super mutants aren't a thing back then, because obviously the radiation and things might not. Oh, actually, to be as bad as it probably fucking would ever been that recently from the war. So I don't know, but yeah, it's going to be a different world to explore, I think, because it is the first vault that was planned to be opened after the nuclear war occurred.
Right.
But
well, there you
have
go.
they established what kind of game it is? Like,
well, they're talking about it's going to be open world. Like, it's going to be open world survival. Like, as in you can die from, like, similar to like a Rust is what they're talking about. So,
like
I don't know.
Drink, sleep.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, they already do that in Fallout, but it's going to be more of like a permanent death-based concept is one of the rumors doing the rounds. So, we'll see.
Should be interesting.
But I don't think this is the next quote-unquote sort of full Fallout release. I think this is more like a mode, because they were talking about having this as an add-on to Fallout 4. And so this is almost going to be like a smaller packet, I think, where they will still have a Fallout 5 eventually, I think. So maybe this July release does line up.
Let's see.
It's certainly in their wheelhouse to do that too, to announce at E3 only to have the release date very closely after.
Yeah, but we'll see. So Fallout 76. Yeah, I like anything Bethesda do. I'm certainly giving them my attention straight off the bat. Regardless, I think they've just got that kind of reputation for these games, and they've got a pretty well developed formula for the Fallout franchise, as well as Elder Scrolls. I want a new Elder Scrolls. That's what I want more than Fallout. So hopefully we get that on top.
The choir, mate.
We get none of that this year, bro. That's absolutely not coming this year. It's in the works though.
But we're gonna see it, aren't we?
We
won't get it this year.
Not get it.
Yeah, they might show, but I don't think they'll. Yeah, we're ages away.
You know
Just
what
show me a little. Just show me a little.
After seeing a little bit of the new Elder Scrolls, you will be able to get this year the Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition, which was unveiled today on the internets. It costs $160 Australian, and it doesn't even include the fucking game.
Love that.
Have you guys seen this?
That's my favorite thing. I love it.
What's in it? Sorry, I didn't see this one. What do you actually get for $160?
I will admit, like, it's a lot of impressive swag. So there's a metal teething box. I don't know how you pronounce it. It almost looks like an old-timey, like, box you'd hide dynamite or, guns or bullets or whatever the hell in. So you get that, a treasure map, a pin set, a catalogue, the Wheeler and Rawson catalogue, set of playing cards, a bandana, a collectible challenge coin, 12 cigarette cards, a double-sided puzzle, and some additional sort of early DLC. I think you get a limited time mount that was in Red Dead Redemption 1. But yeah, no game. I don't think all that justifies $160. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah. No. What's the point? point?
Yeah, it's weird that it is short. It seems odd that it wouldn't have the game. It's not really a game edition. It's just swag, you know?
I just
I don't know.
don't
Very
understand
silly.
it.
Yeah.
Very silly. But people are buying it. I've seen a lot of people on the social saying, I've just pre-ordered this. I'm so hyped.
I'm not really one to buy like collector's edition stuff anyway. So this, yeah, I don't know. This doesn't appeal to me at all. But I just as a decision to not include the game again, like sell it for 200 and include the game.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I just don't know what person goes out and just, you know, like, oh, I'll buy the game and then I'm going to add more money to get all this collector's stuff. Like, I don't understand it, but there's people that are doing it, so I don't know. I don't understand what the kids do anymore.
You know what the kids might be doing soon? Playing a new Diablo game. Potentially. There has been a new job listing posted on the Blizzard website where they are looking for a dungeon designer or dungeon designers. So maybe we'll see a Diablo 4 in the coming several years. I need to play a Diablo soon, though, because I have not played any Diablo.
I can show
Really?
you Diablo.
Never touched a Diablo game.
I've got it on Xbox
That's
and
one of my
PC.
shames.
It's like a very big part of my childhood. Like for a very, very long time, I was playing Diablo 2. It's such a cool game. I miss it so much.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
Diablo 3 is good as well. It feels like Diablo 3 only came out recently to me. I know that sounds
Right.
dumb. I know it's been like at least, I'll say like 6 years, I think.
Sounding
could have
about
that
right,
wrong.
maybe more, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a long time. Like,
I know. But it's been longer since we had a Warcraft 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I'm waiting for a new Warcraft. I'm waiting.
It's never. I don't know that it could ever happen with World of Warcraft running next to it. You'd have to do it in a way where the stories don't match up at all. But yeah, they were talking about a Warcraft 3 HD remaster earlier this year. Blizzard released a patch for it, which is crazy because the game is so old. But yeah, I don't know. You might see your Diablos.
I just reckon it was probably some kinky employee that accidentally put a job listing that was actually meant for Craigslist or something like that.
Yeah, the amount of people that seem to bugger up and like leak these things or break these stories, maybe intentionally, but I'm more so thinking just unintentionally because their attention to detail is lacking out there. It is fantastic.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? This happens often. I feel like this kind of leak is kind of just a way of drumming up a bit of hype.
Yeah, it could have been planted. Who knows? It could have been planted by Blizzard.
That's the common theme that I'm getting now. Or that's how I feel now since the leaking shit is just so common now. It's like, is this just a hype thing now? Is this the way to hype people?
Yeah, my question is anyone actually applying for the job?
Maybe. I don't know.
What's your
are
dungeon making skills like, Ali?
the best. I mean, the one that I've got here is dimly lit, plenty of chains. Take what you will with that information.
My goodness. My goodness.
Next item.
Yeah, so today, Bungie, Activision, whatever you want to call them, finally released their next little Twitch stream / short compressed video if you want to avoid the hour or 90-minute long rigmarole they put together. They released a 9-minute hype trailer for Destiny 2 and the new DLC called Forsaken, which is going to be coming out in early September, obviously on PC as well as PS4 and the Xbox One. They've got 2 new in-game destinations, a new PvP/PvE mode called Gambit, and a chunk of story. So that's the main sort of additions they've added to it. I know Dream, you've sort of fallen off the Destiny wagon a bit, but Ali, you've dabbled here and there. We were rolling around the other day again. What do you think? Did this video, did it buy back any sort of your enthusiasm that you've sort of slowly but surely been taken back from Bungie, sort of like I have and a lot of other gamers have over the last few months? Are you keen? What did you think of it? Good things, bad things?
I'm a bitter ex-girlfriend when it comes to Destiny. I don't trust it anymore. I won't believe it until I see it. I want to know that it's a changed man. I don't even know if I want to, like... I don't know, like, because, we've been kind of really disappointed lately, and a lot of promises and stuff. Like, it looks good, and there's some things that they've said in it that sound really good, but I'm going to be a little bit pessimistic and not appreciative that we're dropping way more money on it again, so...
Yeah, so the parts I liked was the main chunk of story is going to be tied into Cade 6, so you're going to get more Nathan Fillion, which is never a bad thing.
I know, that's not a bad thing.
And you're heading to a new part of the reef called the Prison of Elders, and that is like a super prison where all the baddest of the bad from around the galaxy has been captured, and they break out. And the developers describe the story as having a grittier tone with a quote-unquote Western revenge vibe to it. So... that's certainly some words that definitely get me interested and excited to play a bit more Destiny 2.
Arkham Asylum cross Red Dead Redemption.
Oh,
Doesn't
please.
sound bad.
Cross the Fifth Element.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. But some of the other things, like there was definitely a lot of fan service in that trailer or that announcement where you can roll whatever combination of guns you want. Like they were like, you want to roll 3 shotguns? You can roll 3 shotguns. You want to roll 3 sniper rifles? You can do that. So they've moved the shotgun and the sniper away from the power armor set, a weapon set back into sort of the standard 2 slots, which is nice. Because it always pissed me off that you couldn't run your secondary as a shotty or a sniper like you could in D1. So I think that's cool. Some of the new weapons and the functionality where you can customize your weapons as you see fit. It's gone back to that leveling system with the guns again now, they were saying. So now no longer is it just you get the gun and you can choose from just a few select perks. You can open up a lot more, which I think's well. And the universes they're showing, the Tangled Shore and the Dreaming City, which is the new raid area, looks so pretty. My lordy.
Yeah, I know that's the one thing I really complain about when it comes to Destiny, that they have the opportunity to expand the universe and just get creative. So, like I said,
Yeah.
I'll see. I'm bitter.
What did you think of that? The new game mode called Gambit, where it's sort of the 2 opposing squads are killing waves of enemies, but then they can send super enemies into the other zone to attack that other squad, or they can also teleport in there and attack as well. Did you see that, where you sort of interact with your rivals, try and block their progress to get the score counter up?
I don't know.
It was an interesting little spin.
I've had a lot of people try to explain it to me, and I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know how it was put together. So
yeah, and the other parts, obviously, we've got new supers. So there's Solar Knives for your Hunter, the big Rise of Iron style hammer, Tornado for the Titan, and this Void teleportation thing with the Warlock, where the Warlock's just blinking across the map. That looked filthy.
Great.
And then the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow is a new weapon type in there too. So
that looked cool. That looks cool. Sorry, my stomach's grumbly.
Dream, you going to get back in on this?
I think so, yeah. I really do. I really enjoyed Destiny 1 after the Forsaken King.
The Taken King?
Taken King, sorry. Forsaken is this expansion.
Forsaken.
The Taken King. And I think it's a fine game. I really do. I don't know why I fell off in the first place, to be entirely honest with you. I barely hit 20. I think I didn't even get into any raids. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I've got a lot of time for Destiny, and I've got a lot of time for Bungie. I think they cop a bad rap. I think if you look at the history of how they've serviced Destiny 1 and now Destiny 2, they've got a really good track record of actually listening and putting in changes, shaders aside. I think.
Shadergate.
Yeah, like I feel like there are certain companies you always feel comfortable playing their games because you know that they listen to the community. For me, Blizzard is the shining beacon of that. But I consider Bungie part of that. So yeah, look, I think I could get into it. I might even. I know you guys are PC, so I'm really open to even starting a fucking brand spanking new Warlock on the old computers.
It will not take you much time at all to get to like around our level. Like with the new content, you can jump gear levels super quick. So yeah,
that's the other thing I love about expansions is that it basically resets it for everyone because the gear just completely becomes redundant. So it's kind of like a great opportunity to jump into games like this. Yeah, it's my same approach to World of Warcraft every year until I get completely left behind by everyone else.
Yeah, but Destiny 2 Forsaken. I'm keen. Just do right by us, Bungie, please, because the last 2 bits of DLC were so fucking weak. So please have a lot of meat on this bone. As you said, Dream, I think this is almost going to be the Taken King again, where it is sort of a bit of a reprieve for Bungie, where they come out and right the wrongs of the previous DLC, House of Wolves and stuff like that. So
I really consider D1 and the Taken King to be the perfect version of that game. I don't know what I'd change. I really don't know what I'd improve on that. Yeah, I think it's fine. Even the story, like the story around the Taken King was great when D1 story was hollow as anything. Yeah, I think this is, I don't know, I've got positive feelings for this one. Anyway.
All right, so moving on to sort of the largest or larger nugget of the news this week. It's something that has been circulating and percolating now for the last week or so. Obviously, Nintendo came out in a big way last week and announced a whole slew of new Pokemon titles coming to the Nintendo Switch. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu are obviously the 2 crown jewels in this announcement, which what they've sort of said it's a remake / a lighter remake of Pokemon Yellow, but they are making a lot more accessible local co-op, which is something I thought was cool. With a Switch in docked mode, you can grab a Joy-Con each and play with a friend on the one screen, which I think is pretty awesome. What do you guys think? Dream, I know you're probably our resident Pokemon expert among us all. What do you think of all the announcements that have come out? Not only just with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, the other ones as a whole, like Pokemon Quest was another game which is available now, free on the Nintendo Store, coming to mobile in July. What do you think? Have you played any of this stuff yet? Tell me the things.
I'm so proud to be the resident Pokemon guy. I can't explain to you how much joy that brings me. I loved all of this.
NATO, I'm just going to rudely interrupt. I reckon when NATO hears this episode, there'll be a tweet that'll go out and he'll be like, "What do you mean, Dream's the Pokemon expert? I'm the Pokemon guy."
I would out Pokemon the shit out of NATO. I absolutely look. I love it. I really don't have a lot of bad things to say at all about this. To be honest, when I first started watching the trailer for Go Eevee and Go Pikachu, I was really underwhelmed, I'll say, because it does look a lot like the 3DS Pokemon games. And then they started to show how it integrates with Pokemon Go. And that's kind of where straight away I was like, this is fucking cool. It's really clever. It's a really clever idea to interface with this existing community of people across the world who are just sucked into a Pokemon game that they have really no business otherwise playing, like, other than the fact that it's just a really fun game to play. Like, you see people who would never play, or maybe have never played a core series game, rolling around with their phones in their hand, just flicking at the screen trying to catch Pokemon. And now we've found out that you can transfer those across into an actual Pokemon game. Exactly,
those original 151 can go right into Let's Go.
Exactly what you can do with them is a bit unclear. It's sort of mentioned, not mentioned, but it's noticed in, if you're watching the trailer, they go to a place called like the Pokemon Go Park or some shit. So maybe you don't get to actually battle with them, but still it's a pretty fantastic idea. And if you think about like the fact that these are kids games at the end of the day, I know adults like me get a lot of enjoyment and satisfaction playing them still, but they are kids games. And I remember when I was a kid, like all I wanted was a Pokemon. And this is kind of the closest it's ever been to having one, is to have this peripheral, the Pokeball thing, transfer a Pokemon into it, roll around wherever you want to go with it. Like for a kid, that must just be amazing to consider.
I mean, it's next level Tamagotchi.
It is. It really is. And the way that, again, because you've got the Switch, which is already this portable device, so you can take that wherever the hell you want. And when you don't have that with you, presumably you've got your phone on you, so you're still playing the game. The game's still engaging you. It's a really clever thing. It seems so smart. And the other thing I thought was really interesting was, what does this do to Pokemon Go? Like the function of that game is different now, because you're playing it not necessarily to win Pokemon, not win, but like to, do what you can in Pokemon Go. You're now playing with this objective of improving the Go Pikachu or Go Eevee somehow.
It's almost like Pokemon Go is going to become a farm system for this game.
Yeah.
You're just playing Pokemon Go to catch those Gen 1s and then chuck them into Go Eevee or Go Pikachu. Actually, we'll just say Go Eevee because Pikachu can fuck off. No one cares.
I'm on board with that.
off.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm in Eevee.
off
Boy.
it,
I know Ali hates Eevee.
Yeah, well, Ali, you can get the Go Pikachu version. I'll get the Go Eevee version, because Pikachu can get fucked. Honestly, he can get fucked. He's the most annoying thing in the world. He, she, whatever it is. It's rumored there's a new evolution for Pikachu,
Little punces.
which is kind of cool. One last little note. I picked that it was the Kanto region, I think, before I read it. It's really quite obvious when you look at some of those maps, which is sort of bittersweet. It would be nice to see those, like the entire region reimagined, rather than just sort of a 3D modeling of the same 2D maps that everyone's used to. And it might be a little bit, but like you know what the bicycle road is, and you know what Mount Moon looks like. So that's kind of annoying. I did also enjoy the fact that Eevee is a featured character and a featured Pokemon in this. It does actually kind of speak to, if you followed like the anime at all, there was always a question of what Pokemon did Gary pick, and it turned out it was an Eevee. So it's just like a fun little nod, I think, to this time where it was just 150 Pokemon, and they were the fucking coolest ones. Not gonna mince words there.
There's nearly 900 Pokemon now.
Actually,
It's ridiculous, because there was this thing doing the rounds on Twitter the other day where it was like, times your birth date by this, and then divide that and add that, and then keep dividing by 2 until you get to an actual Pokemon number, and that tells you which Pokemon you are.
I remember playing what were they? X and Y, and they only released 50 new Pokemon, and I was like, shit, really? Like, you're struggling to come up with more than 50 new ones of these things? They are so ridiculous. Like, it actually gets dumber and dumber as the series has gone on. So I don't know, Viva la 150 OGs.
Yeah, so it's dropping in November. I love what they're doing with like sort of this little palette cleanser till the next core game that's in development releases sometime next year, which will be probably the next true iteration in the Pokemon RPG franchise, which is going to be so good.
Yeah, that's
so good.
It is good. It's good that they're doing this, because everyone wanted to see a remake of the Gen 1 stuff. But yeah, it's nice to know that this isn't quite where the development ends, or the evolution of these games ends on these like 3D modelings that the 3DS have been putting out, or Nintendo's been putting out for the 3DS, I should say. Because again, like, just put it on the 3DS again. There's really no need to... I mean, like, why not do anything different for the Switch? It's totally capable as a console to, to do things that are a lot more intense. Anyway, I'll shut up. I could talk all day about this. It's actually one of the most, I'm just hyped. I'm just fucking hyped.
You are the Pokemon resident.
Yeah. Dream the Pokemon master.
Suck my dick, NATO. Suck my pokey dick.
You know he's an Eevee fan as well.
It's fine. It's like Highlander, though. There can only be one, and there's only one of us on the podcast now.
That's true. We'll have to get you on to have like a pokey off.
I'll just punch him in the face. I'll just do that.
Oh.
You know, he used to run a fight club.
He did too, didn't he? And he used to be a BJJ champion. I'll do it when he's not looking, or when he least expects it. That's it. Sneak tactics.
Murking from the shadows.
It'll turn into a cuddling match within seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll kiss his face.
So speaking of, coming from the shadows, Nintendo also in that announcement did the sneaky drop with Pokemon Quest being available straight away on the old Nintendo storefront. I've downloaded it. I haven't played it yet. Ali, have you got it? I know you've got the Switch. Did you download it? Is this of any interest to you? Obviously, It looks like Pokemon meets Minecraft. Or Roblox, which is the trend these days. It looks
really weird.
It looks like it's made by. It looks like it's made by the guys at Crossy Roads, which I think is an Australian company. Not a bad thing. It's just the art style.
Hipster whale.
I've seen some gameplay. I think I was watching. Completely forgot her name now, and that's not great. But I was watching a Pokemon YouTube video stream personality person play it. It looks really basic and really simple. I don't know. It didn't really get me at all. Just give me Pokemon Go Eevee and Go Pikachu. Fuck off with everything else until then. I'm swearing more and more as I talk about this game. I'm getting passionate.
You just get very passionate about Pokemon. That's why you're the Pokemon master.
I feel bad for NATO. That's all. I just feel bad for him.
I just wanted to be honest and say after this announcement, I did actually play Pokemon Go for about half an hour for the first time in probably a year and a half.
Nice.
Caught a few Pokemon. I thought, you know what? I better start, chipping away at these numbers here so I can roll them into Go Eevee come November. So, yeah.
Dude, it's fun. It's so fun. I love it.
That was the best thing about this entire announcement was a fucking group of fucking people that have been playing Pokemon going, see, I told you.
Yeah, vindicated. Totally vindicated in their decision to continue playing this game. This super amazing game.
Flipping the bird to everyone, yeah.
Yeah, like I saw Andrew Goldfarb from IGN, because he's pretty much max capped Pokemon Go and he's gone to all the events. He's like, I'm already ready, because he's got the original 150 ready to roll, so he can just drop them straight into Go Eevee come November and just be immediate king of the game. So, yeah. Pokemon. The timeless wonder.
It really is. It'll never die. It's gonna. It's now. It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Transformers and all the other beautiful things that we all grew up with. It's just gonna continue to be a constant in children's lives everywhere.
Well, I've gone full circle on the Transformers at the moment, because the little man is all about that Transformers life at the moment, and I bought him. I don't know if you guys remember. Do you remember Devastator? He was the first sort of combiners Transformer. They were the Constructobots, and they were a neon green, like a cement mixer, a bulldozer, and all this.
Yeah.
And they combined 6 of them to be Devastator. We just got him a Devastator set, and he is just all about that life right now. Like every day we'll be like, do you want to watch something? Like when he comes in the mornings, what do you want to watch? I want to watch Devastator. So we watch like unboxing videos and little highlight clips of Devastator on YouTube for like an hour every morning, the same ones over and over and over. But my God, Transformers are complicated to build these days. Jesus Christ.
What do you mean build? Aren't they
like
meant to be just like unfolding?
IKEA flat pack or something.
Well, it's like obviously they're not like the arms separated and stuff, but the amount of movements you need to do to build this Devastator we got him, I felt like I was building a Rubik's Cube while cracking the Da Vinci Code today. Like it was getting fucking tense. I got there in the end, but my goodness, it was touch and go for a while. But yeah, I love Transformers.
Who doesn't?
Bring back the McDonald's Transformers.
Oh, speaking of which, just on this note, the Bumblebee trailer looks rubbish. Rubbish.
It's definitely very much they're trying to like Disney film family movie it up, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just that's it. And also, nothing happens in the trailer.
No, it felt like Herbie. Remember Herbie, the little love bug car?
Yeah.
It is a
felt
little
like
love
that,
bug
but
car.
just Herbie that transforms. That's all it was.
Yeah. Anyway, don't watch it.
But we'll see. But watch the new Jurassic Park that comes out in like 2 weeks' time. Hell yeah. Anything you guys want to add before we start slowing this episode down and moving on out until episode 108, which might be a bit of an E3 recap?
Oh, that's right. There's some kind of events coming up about video games.
Some might say the biggest in the world, potentially.
I am totally looking forward to this. Excuse me. E3 is like Christmas. It really is. It feels like you always get something. Everyone's happy about something and angry about other things, but like you just get given beautiful gifts by the gaming world. I can't wait to see what's new. Like that's the best part. Seeing what's new, what's coming, what's on the horizon, even years away.
Okay, I'll leave you with this question before we say goodbye. What would be the best Christmas E3 present for yourselves next week that gets announced? What would be your dream present?
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, it is Elder Scrolls, but Elder Scrolls is... I wanted them to do the Fallout 4 thing of like, it's Elder Scrolls is this, and also it comes out in like 3 months, but it's not far along enough in development.
I don't know, man. They've been blue balling us for a while now.
They have, though. You're right. They fucking have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do sneakily drop one out in October, especially if
For my birthday?
If this Fallout 76 does in fact release in July, and it's a different concept, they could trickle a new Elder Scrolls in October.
I would. I actually haven't heard any Death Stranding news for a while, but I've been seeing a lot of Norman Reedus and Hideo Kojima on my Twitters lately. I would like a date. I would like a date and half of an explanation. 2020
at the earliest is my thoughts still.
2020.
Yeah.
Just give me a fucking, give me a setting or a year or a concept to go off of. Like, just give me anything. Don't give me the stick and rope analogy again, please, Hideo.
Oh man,
that's all I want. I still
want to see what you guys mentioned about how he gets raved, like everyone gets excited no matter what. I still want to see the scenario that you guys explained, which is him standing on stage and farting and everyone clapping. I still want that.
It could happen.
Such a visionary.
It could happen.
Well, you know what? Like, on a realistic note, like based on something that we could get sooner, like as opposed to Elder Scrolls, just a new Borderlands.
Borderlands 3.
I think we'll get that. I think we'll get Borderlands 3.
I think that's coming.
I mean, that's what I mean. Like, as a realistic thing, that's that's probably what I'm looking forward to the most. That I just want to see.
Which can I just drag this out even longer? So I know the game's on. Microsoft or Sony, who's going to win it?
Well, Sony are doing things a lot differently this year, where they've sort of announced what's happening and what's going to be showcased and getting ahead of it for once. So I think Microsoft, after a few lackluster years, are going to come out and just go, here's a new Halo, here's a new Gears, here's some new IPs you've never heard of, and just try and go wham, bam, bam, and bring out a whole heap of first-party exclusives.
They need a new Halo. They really need a new Halo. They need a new Hail Goddamn Mary.
Yeah, I think it's the pressure's definitely on Microsoft to do so, but I'm thinking now's a good time for them to come out, all guns blazing. No random car, no random real car on the stage. No one gives a fuck about that stuff. Just give us the games.
Do you reckon that they're just going to lean on Halo though? Like that's it. That's
no,
their jam.
I don't think they will. But it's been I want to say it's been like 3 or 4 years now, and it's such a staple. Like it's a game that has a fucking diehard audience and will absolutely generate sales and hype. The time's right.
Yeah, I think new Halo, new Gears, and a new Perfect Dark. A new Perfect Dark game.
Oh, I'd like that.
Because they own Rare now,
yeah.
so new Perfect Dark.
Okay. Oh, that'd be so good. I just hope, like, maybe they do something a bit more innovative. They've already introduced that that other program. Why is Sam stripping on camera? What happened?
I'm just getting ready.
Is this
Sorry.
by game time?
No, I'm just getting ready. I'm still here.
I think he's in underpants now and just a set of headphones.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And it's freezing. It is fucking cold.
Yes, it is. Just they released Xbox and Microsoft did that that new program where you buy the subscription and then you have access to those games. What was that called again?
Game Pass.
Game Pass. So maybe they're going to start going down that avenue and maybe start turning themselves into more of an entertainment console as opposed to PlayStation. Sorry, Sam's freezing his balls off.
No. I find that an interesting idea, and I really start to wonder about how viable a business model that is. Like, Netflix has a lot of problems.
They got me.
Yeah.
No, I think it's viable because, you know, they were doing studies. I don't have the numbers in front of you, but the vast majority of people that sign up to those services, even if they don't use them much, they'd never cancel them because it's just a low monthly fee. Getting online and doing the cancellation thing is a pain in the ass.
But how do you pay when you do it for Netflix? Like, typically the movie's already made its money back, or the series has already made its money, and it's a distribution deal to the streaming service. When you're doing it through Microsoft, it's only the platform, and then you're trying to get third-party publishers to publish there, and publish there first, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's like they don't get their game sales anymore. They only get whatever cut you split and divvy out with whatever other games are on the platform. There's more to it. I feel like
it's definitely a service probably that the smaller devs would have more benefit in getting involved in, because obviously they've got a direct touch to millions of an audience as opposed to just hoping that someone picks it up online or in the shop front. So maybe we'll see it pivot to more of the more indies and the AA titles and stuff like that.
What's it
They'll
like?
start like bundling it up with other things.
Yeah. What
like
is
other
it?
services.
What is it like actually in Australia? Where the internet isn't great and gamers are blamed for that now, apparently.
I've got it. I use it. It's cheap.
I've got it.
Heaps of games.
Yeah, but like
State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves have paid for the year already. You know, so I've got 2 exclusives from my entire year of Game Pass.
Yeah, fair enough. Cool.
But I've also got good internet. Anyway, let's get out of here. Let's reconvene next week and talk some E3 reactions. Until next week, 8-Bit Nation, I have been Brendan, who can be found at Brendan8Bit.
I have been Miss Ali Hart. Sorry, I wasn't too sure how the order was going.
That's all right. No, I wanted to go last just because it's 2 quick announcements. Saleem at SaleemTD. Episode 100 of a couple of NPCs happened last week. Those guys are absolute champions, good friends of ours, and I encourage everyone to have a listen to it. Fucking really funny guys. And then episode 100 of Reset Podcast happens this week, the week that you're listening to this in, or in the past if you're listening in the future. Let's not go there. But another couple of people who are fucking lovely and fantastic, and congratulations to both of those groups on hitting 100. It's a huge milestone.
Could not agree more. Legends doing great work. Give them a listen on whatever platform of choice you listen to all your podcasts on. But check us out on all the platforms, especially iTunes and Spotify. They are our main homes. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe us on there, and also rate, review, and subscribe Reset, a couple of NPCs, and every other podcast you listen to, because it helps keeps the emotional lights on in our hearts. Mm-hmm. So find us everywhere at 8-Bit. I don't know. I'm going to have to edit that part really bad. Find us everywhere at We Are 8-Bit on all the social media platforms, and / We Are 8-Bit on YouTube. And also search hashtag 8-Bit Collective for 10 fantastic podcasts, including the Hunger Games, as well as a whole host of video content landing in your ears and heart on the daily. Well, I was waiting for you to say something, Dream.
I was just rubbing my nipples. That's all I was doing.
I know. I was getting very distracted. Anyway, 8-Bit Nation, much love.
Stay hungry.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.